All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be checking out OP07, the black cards. And so we've already checked out red, green, blue, and purple. So if you have not checked that out, please, by all means, go check it out and get caught up. And we're going to be doing the black cards today, and then tomorrow's cards are going to be the yellow ones. So we're almost done with this. It's been quite the journey. OP07 looks incredible. Especially green and blue. Wink, wink. Again, if you have not checked those cards out, please go do yourself a favor and check out what's coming out for green and blue. Those cards look incredible, guys. But anyway, so today we're going to be checking out the black cards. Spoiler warning, now's your chance to back out if you don't want to see these. Because these are coming out in about 4 months for us in the West. But coming out very soon in the East. In fact, may already be out at the time of me releasing this video. So let's go ahead and buckle up and let's dive straight in, guys, because we got to know what's coming out in the East. So whenever we go over the new deck lists, we know what the cards do. Okay, so first up, we got Rob Lucci. We've got a 5-life, 5,000 power leader. This is a mono black leader for CP. He has the effect of, when attacking, you may trash 2 cards from the top of your deck and give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost during this turn. Yeah, that's everything you want in a black leader. That's just a strong generic effect. You can use that pretty much anywhere. Yeah, it has synergy with like every single black card, you know, whether it's trashing cards with Dressrosa, Thriller Bark, or CP, in using trash interactions, or if you need it like with Navy cards that go off of cost reduction. This leader, you know, basically has it all. I would say that this is just a strong 7.5 out of 10 leader if I were to rate it, if I were to judge it, because it's just like, it's not like it's broken or anything, but it's so incredibly versatile and it's such a generic effect that it just kind of goes in anything. Really big fan of this leader's effect. Okay, so next up we got the parallel art here. He looks absolutely beast mode. I love that claw. You know, it looks awesome, and the top hat. What a gentleman. You know, looking very dapper. Incredible parallel art. This is one, I don't really do alt arts, though. People who know me know that, or at least people who follow the channel know I don't really do alt arts. Not for any particular reason. I just like to keep everything uniform and clean, and like with the border and everything. But this is one of those alt arts where I'm like, maybe I need that one. Maybe I need that one. Looks really good. Okay, next up we got Kaku. This is a 4-cost, 5,000 power, 2,000 counter CP type character. 4 cost 5k with a 2k counter. Already liking this card. Let's see what the effect is. You may place 2 cards with a type including CP from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -3 cost during this turn. That is nice. That is really nice. I'm a big fan of this one. I think we saw another character in OP07 that I've done already. The blue cards, I think it was Crocodile. He's also a 4-cost 5k, 2k counter, I believe. And that is a really good stat line. I've mentioned this before. I have to mention it again. My dream card, I don't know why, it's just a card I think would just be really incredible, would be like this 5-cost 5k. That's a 2k counter. That is a blocker. That's it. But it has trigger. Play this, trash a card from hand to play this card. I just feel like that would be so powerful, and I feel like it'd be just such a good overall card for any color. Just absolutely, that would just be absolutely incredible. But yeah, so that's that. That's this card here. This one looks really good. I would give this like somewhere between an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I'll just go 8.5 out of 10. This card's excellent, outstanding card, and it's 4 calls, so you can get it back with Bluno. And it's under 5. It's a 5 cost or under, so you can get it with Aerodor. Just infinite amounts of synergy with the CP stuff. Infinite amounts of energy. Next card we have here is Khalifa. This is a 4-cost, 5,000 power character with a 1k counter, CP 0. Effect is Dawn ×1. Your turn. Give all of your opponent's characters -1 cost. Okay, so just a blanket -1 cost to everything. This will be good with Lucci. I wonder if it's better to use this over something like Soap Sheep, the event that can give -2 to 2 characters, because that's, you know, that's kind of what you're going for, obviously, right? Is to be able to pop things with Lucci, and other cards, of course. You know, like Kaku can hit things that are 3 or less. But you guys get what I'm saying. I think the card is good. I'm not like head over heels for this card, because we already have effects like this. Now, they're not CP, but like there's Sengoku, there's Kuzan, and then there's Isho. Those are all Navy cards. This is like the first CP version of that, I guess we're going to see. But generally speaking, none of those cards see play. Like even Like Kuzan saw play for a little tiny bit there, and I think it sees play every now and then randomly. Isho does see play, but it's almost not even for the -3 cost effect. It's actually, like, that's just a perk. It's more for establishing an 8 cost 9K that causes your opponent to trash cards when they enter, for the on play if they have 6 or more cards. And Sengoku, the cheapest one that does, I think it's a 5 cost 6K no counter that gives -2 when you attach it on to everything. That card has almost not seen play, like, at all. And I really like the way that card was. But who knows? Maybe this card being the cheapest one we've seen so far. Because remember, Kuzan was 10 cost, Isho was 8 cost, and then you had Sengoku was a 5 cost, and now we have a 4 cost. Maybe this will be the magic one, the magic number, because this one also is a 1K counter. It's a 4 cost 5K, 1K counter, and you can get it out with special effects like through CP and whatnot, and get it back from the trash with Bluno, things like that. So maybe this will be the one that actually sees play. I'm rooting for it because I think the effect is interesting, but I guess it's just not practical is the thing. But overall, I'll give this card like a nice 6.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Captain John. This is a 2 cost, 3,000 power, 1,000 counter character with Thriller Bark Pirates, former Rock Pirates type. The effect is on play, trash 2 for the top of your deck, and give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost during this turn. Okay, so clearly this is meant for the Thriller Bark stage. There's a stage for Thriller Bark Pirates. It's a 1 cost stage that allows you to grab cards back from your trash that cost 2 or less, and it puts them into play tapped or rested. Excuse me. I think I think this card's decent, but it's one of those things where it's like it'll be hard to justify playing it. It's one of those things where I'm just going to give it a 5 out of 10. I'm going to be honest. Because it's a 2 cost 3K with a 1K counter. That's almost vanilla. And then it also has this awesome on-play effect. Or not awesome, but it has this very versatile, very, resourceful type of on-play effect. It's one of those things like, what do you cut from the deck to add this card? It's one of those situations. Not a bad card, just not a good card. So, therefore, it's just incredibly average. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Maybe there's a combo that I'm not thinking about with it, but I'm just going to give it a 5 out of 10. Okay, next up we got Gecko Moria. This is a 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter character with 7 Warlords of the Sea Thriller Bark Pirates type. Excuse me. The effect is activate main. You may place 4 Thriller Bark Pirates type cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. This character gains banish and plus 1,000 power during this turn. Okay, yeah, I like that. I think that's I think that's very powerful. The picture's crazy. Not a big fan of this picture. It's just looking wild. But that activate main, you're going to put 4 cards back to the bottom of your deck, and then this guy's going to become a 6K swinging with banish. And then, of course, you can still add on to make him stronger. So it's kind of a 4 cost, 6,000 power, 1K counter vanilla card with added the added effect of getting banished if you can put 4 Thriller Bark Pirates back on the bottom of your deck. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I think this is solid. I'll give this a 6.5 out of 10. It's going to be hard to fit this into the Thriller Bark package because you already have things like Hogback, you have things like Absalom, you have the Peronas at the 4 cost spot as well, and I'm sure there's another card I'm not thinking of at the 4 cost spot. Actually, maybe that's it. So maybe this will be good as like a 2 of or something in the deck, but that banish, very nice. I'm a big fan of the banish. I'll actually give it a 7 out of 10 because of how strong banish is into yellow, which is it could be a problem with all those triggers. Okay, next up we have Gizmonda. This is a 2 cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter blocker. Okay, so this is this is a very generic stat line in the game. For those who don't know, 2 cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter blocker. You see that across every color. Every color has this kind of card, just different types. Different colors, different types. I'll just give it a 5 out of 10. So you expect it. Okay, we got Stussy here. We got a big card. This is a 9 cost, 9,000 power, no counter, of course. CP type. Effect on play. You may trash one of your characters. KO up to one of your opponent's characters. Whew, that's monstrous, right? Like that's just huge. The only thing that would set this card back, I guess, would be like if you didn't have another character on the board, if your board just got cleared. I guess with 10 Dawn, though, you'd be able to play Spandam and then play this card, or some other random 1 cost card and then play this. But I think this card is excellent. I'm a big fan of this card. 9 cost, 9k body. I'll take that. That's fine. That's just like Mihawk. And then that on-play effect. Trash one of your characters. KO up to one of your opponent's characters. Just anything. Just KOs anything. Really solid removal. I'm a big fan of this card. I'll give this a 9 out of 10. We'll stick with the 9s here. The 9 theme. 9,000. We'll give it a 9 out of 10. Awesome. And the parallel looks really, really clean as well. Big fan of these colors. Very, very nice colors going on back here. Excellent. Okay, next up we got Spandam. Speaking of Spandam, we got a 3 cost, 4,000 power, 1,000 counter, CP0 type Spandam here, which has the effect of on play, trash 2 cards from the top of your deck, and give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost during this turn. Okay, so that's another cost reducer that we're seeing for CP. The first one, well, I guess the third one actually. The first one we saw was Kaku, which is a 2k counter that can -3. Khalifa can -1 to everything. And now we're seeing Spandam, which can -2 something on play. And it's a 3 cost 4k, which is not too bad. Attach 1 Dawn, you can swing with it. Pretty solid. I think this is a nice like 6.5 out of 10. This is a solid card. Nothing wrong with it. Okay, next up we got Baskerville. This is a 3 cost, 3,000 power, 2,000 counter, world government type character. Dude's got like 3 heads, it looks like. This is the effect is your turn if your opponent has a character with a cost of 0. This character gains plus 3,000 power. Okay. So it could potentially be a 3 cost, 6,000 power 2k. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. The type is kind of weird. Not really what we're going for, right? At least not right now in black. I don't think this is really a major theme. But I wonder, is this the same? Is the Celestial Dragons... I got to check real quick. I've got the searcher over here. I just want to see something. If the Celestial Dragons... Okay. All right, your turn. If the only character on your field are Celestial Dragons. Okay, so no, I'm sorry. So World Government does not work with the Celestial Dragons, unfortunately. At least not the way I thought it would. Because I was going to say, if you could run this in the Celestial Dragon package, then all of a sudden this card is absolutely insane, right? Probably broken or something. But y'all know what I'm saying. That would be incredible. Because then it would just always be a 3 cost 6k with and it's a 2k counter in hand. That would just be crazy. But anyway, as is, I think the card's fine. I think this is just typically going to be a 2k counter. I don't think you play this out on... Maybe you do. Maybe you play this out on turn 2 if you go first, running a certain deck that would run this, that has lots of cost reduction. Because, I mean, then it would be massive. If, you know, the following turn, turn 3, you can reduce one of their characters' cost down to 0 and smash in for 6 with it. Seems good. Seems good. But, oh, I guess I forgot to rate it. I'll just give this a 7 out of 10 because it's a 2k counter. I typically give 2k counters 7 out of 10. Excuse me. Because you can run them in any deck and it's still a 2k counter. Hattori, we got a 1 cost, 0 power, 2k, another 2k counter. This one's an animal CP0 type card. The effect is your turn on play. Excuse me. Up to one of your Rob Lucci cards gains plus 2,000 power during this turn. Okay. Yeah, I like this. This is a very useful 1 cost, 2k counter. Because you can either use it defensively to 2k counter, or you can use it offensively to pay for 1 to give basically 2,000 power worth of Dawn. So you are you know, getting an advantage there. Yeah, I think this card's solid. Big fan. I'm giving this one has good utility where it can buff your character or your leader. It just says a Rob Lucci card. I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. This is a really solid 2k counter. Like, it's better than an average one, I'd say. Okay, next up we have Maha. This is a 6 cost, 8,000 power, 1,000 counter vanilla CP0 type character. Give it a 5 out of 10 because it's just vanilla. Next up we have Morgans. This card generated a lot of conversation when it was first revealed. This is a 2 cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter journalist type card with the effect of on play, your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand and reveals their hand. Then your opponent draws a card. So you're going to know every card in their hand except the 1 card they drew. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of shenanigans with this card. Like, one that I was thinking of the other day, or when the card first came out, a combo I was thinking of was like, imagine if, again, this is like a 10 Dawn combo. Imagine in a blue-black deck, like maybe Sakazuki, maybe Rebecca, I don't know, whatever comes out in the future. Think about going Pudding to drop their hand size down to 5, Perona to drop their hand size down to 4 because they had 5 cards in hand, they're going to have to trash a card, and then Morgans to make them, you know, so now you know all of their cards except 1 and they get to draw 1 card. And I just think that would just be so disgusting, but also really cool. And you'd have a 4 cost and a 5K, or excuse me, a 4K and a 5K on the board from the Perona and the pudding. I don't know. I just think that'd be so diabolical. I'm a big fan of hand destruction, so this card's right up my alley. I'm a big fan of it. I'm gonna give this card like I'm gonna give it like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. And I know most people are gonna be like, "What? That card's a 10 out of 10." No, I'm sorry. I'm just giving it a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. It's just my personal opinion, guys. If you don't agree, just tell me down in the comment section below. All right, next up we got Monkey D. Luffy. This is a 5 cost, 6,000 power, 1,000 counter, Straw Hat type. He looks like a zombie in this picture. He has, when attacking, trash up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less. Okay, when attacking, trash up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less, not KO. Then place any number of character cards with a cost of 4 or more from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. This character gains plus 1,000 power during this turn for every 3 cards placed at the bottom of your deck. That when attacking, the second part is good, I guess, maybe for closing out a game. But that first part, trash up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less, that's pretty good, guys. That's pretty solid. Very, very nice card here. I'm going to give this one like a, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Okay, I did Morgan's already. Whoops. Okay, next up we have Joseph. Okay, we got a 1 cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter CP type character with the on-play effect of you may place 2 cards with a type including CP from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less. Okay, so place 2 cards with CP at the bottom of your deck, and then KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less. Okay, I guess if you combo this with Ice Age, it's insane. It is a CP card. It's a 1 cost. 1 cost 2K with a 1K counter. I'll give this like a 6.5 out of 10. Maybe a 7 out of 10. You know, you kind of have to combo with it. But, like I said, you know, if you on-play this, kept one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 1 or less, if you go 2 Dawn, you're going to be able to hit a 6. Like, if you have Ice Age in this card, you can hit a 6 or less, which is really, really powerful. And all you're doing is placing 2 cards with the CP type at the bottom of your deck, you know, from your trash. Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to give like a 6.5 out of 10, maybe a 7. Not bad, just not great. Next up we got Rob Lucci. We got a 5 cost, 6,000 power, 1,000 counter, on play effect of you may place 3 cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. Your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand. Then you may place up to 1 card from your opponent's trash at the bottom of their deck. Now that I like. I really like that. You're going to on play, so you're playing a 5 cost 6K, right? And it is a 1K counter, so it's not even dead in hand. So you got a 5 cost 6K you're putting down, and then you're going to return 3 cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck. You know, that's very standard. And then your opponent trashes a card from their hand. And notice this one has no restriction, like, oh, if they have 5 or less cards, or if they have 6 or less cards, 7 or less, whatever. No, this is just your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand, then you may place up to 1 card from your opponent's trash at the bottom of their deck. So that's really strong against, like, Sakazuki, right, where you can, like, you know, get rid of, like, a Lucci or get rid of a Hina. Seems good. I'm a big fan of this one. I'm going to give this one, like, an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. I think this card is just a strong beater. A really strong 5 cost 6K that has a 1K counter and a solid effect. Big fan of this card. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Really big fan of this one. Okay, next up we have Shave. This is a 1 cost CP9 event. It is a counter with up to 1 of your leader or character cards gains plus 2,000 power during this battle. Then, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, return up to 1 of your characters with a type including CP to the owner's hand. If you have 10 or more cards in your trash, return up to 1 of your characters with a type including CP to the owner's hand. Is it talking about a card on the board? Or is it talking about a card from trash? If it's a card from the board, I don't see this card as being that great. I'm going to be honest. Counter, 1 cost 2K counter, that's whatever. Then if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, return up to 1 of your characters with a type including CP to the owner's hand. Trigger returns up to 1 of your characters. Yeah, so I'm assuming it is off the board. I don't know why you'd want to do this. Maybe you're trying to combo this with a Lucci or a Kaku or something. You know, I'm sure Spandam even, like to draw cards. I'm not saying it's worthless. I just this is just a very, very strange effect in my personal opinion. I wonder if I wonder if you could block with one of your cards. Just block with a card. And, well, how many CP blockers are there? I think there's Fukuro, potentially Bluno. What I was going to say is this. Imagine they swing for like 12,000. Like say they swing with a big bomb. And then you block out with a Fukuro. Which Fukuro is CP, right? Am I crazy? Sorry, guys. I just want to look this up real quick. Yeah, Fukuro is CP. So imagine they swing for 12,000. And then you play this card, block with Fukuro, and let's say you have 10 or more cards in your trash, and you return the blocker to your hand. That should just cancel the attack, right? So that would be kind of cool if it works like that. But generally speaking, there aren't many blockers for CP, but there is Bluno, like I said, if you attach one Dawn to him, and there is Fukuro as well. So that could be, that could be pretty interesting. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. And there is also, didn't we just see, we just saw one, didn't we? It was the 2-cost 2K that I was saying that, the very average. Oh man, I just lost where we were. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. This guy, yeah, he's CP as well. Okay, so there's another blocker. So potentially, if I'm reading the card correctly, and if it works like I think, and you block, and then you return, where's the event at? Return the card that's blocking, that should just cancel the attack, right? Because you already declared your blocker, and you're saving the guy. So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm going to read it one more time. Okay, 1-cost counter. Up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 2,000 power during this battle. Then if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, return up to one of your characters with a type including CP to the owner's hand. Yeah, so you'll give the Fukuro plus 2,000 for the battle. It won't matter because you're just going to return them to your hand afterwards. I don't know. Again, y'all tell me if I'm crazy or if I'm missing something. But pretty decent. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And if it works the way I'm saying, maybe it's even higher. Maybe it's like a 7.5 out of 10. Because I guess technically you could just save your character. Right? Like, even if they swing at your best character, like, say they swing at a character you don't want to get KO'd, well, you can just pay 1 and return it back to your hand. So, okay, I mean, I think this card's way better than I thought at first. I'm going to give this like a 9 out of 10. I'm going to go from like a 5 out of 10, which is what I was going to give it, to a 7 out of 10, up to a 9 out of 10. But y'all correct me down in the comment section if I'm wrong about that. I'm pretty sure I'm understanding that correctly. All right, next up we have Iron Body. This is a 2-cost CP9 counter. Up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. Okay, 2 costs 4K. Then if you have 10,000... I'm sorry, I was reading the 2,000 under that. Whoa, hang on. Then if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, that card gains an additional plus 2,000 power during this battle. Sorry, guys, like when I was reading, I like went past where I was. I saw that 2,000. I was like, wait a minute. So this is a 2-cost 6K if you have 10 or more cards in your trash. That is very nice. Now, it is hard to justify running events these days, defensive counter events, because they're just not good compared to what you can play otherwise. Generally speaking, it's better to be more offensive than defensive in most lists. But this is a very strong 2-cost 6K counter. This is very powerful. And then trigger up one of your leader or character cards gains plus 1,000 power during this turn. So if you get it from the life trigger, now your leader's going to be like plus 6K for the turn, or if you want to buff one of your characters. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this card, I will say. I'll give this like a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10. Really solid. Next up we have Tempest Kick. This is a 1-cost CP9 type effect. Main, draw 1 card. Okay, I'm already a big fan of that. Then if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, give up one of your opponent's characters minus 3 cost during this turn. And the trigger is KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. Yep. Yep, that's nice. That is very nice, I will say. So this is essentially in the right deck, in the CP deck, where you're trashing cards like crazy. This is just draw 1 card, for 1 cost. It's draw 1 minus 3 cost to a character, right? And by the way, it's basically like it's potentially, let me say it like that, it's potentially a souped up Great Eruption, because Great Eruption is pay 1, draw 1, then minus 2. This is a pay 1, draw 1, then minus 3. So this is potentially, a souped up Great Eruption, and the trigger's nice as well. I'm going to give this like a 8.5 out of 10. It does have the condition of having 10 or more cards in your trash, and a lot of your cards do bring cards back to your trash. So this is definitely something you're going to want to run. Like, you're going to want to run Air Door with a deck like this. Maybe even Sabo, like, to help fill up your trash really quickly with your leader effect and Air Doors. But really good. I mean, this might be a 9 out of 10. This event's very powerful. Okay, and then we'll have yellow in the next video. So, guys, black looked really strong. Big fan of Tempest Kick. Let me go through these one more time. Big fan of Tempest Kick. Big fan of all the events. All of these events, Iron Body and Shave, looked absolutely incredible. Rob Lucci, the 5-cost 6K, looked great. Love the hand. Love attacking the hand of my opponent. Joseph, this card was pretty solid. Monkey D. Luffy trashing a card like Brook, right? That's an effect we'd like to see for the black cards, right? This is definitely an effect we like to see that helps us deal with the cards that cannot be KO'd or with on KO effects. Morgan's, did I double click? No. Morgan's very solid. I'm sure this is going to be a 2 of in most black decks just moving forward. It's just a strong utility card. This is just a vanilla. Hattori, the 2K counters Black got some really strong 2K counters like blue did. Hattori is just solid. Baskerville was okay. He was meh. But that Kaku 2K counter was incredible too. This Spandam, not bad. Stussy, incredible. This card's absolutely beast mode. This is probably one of the best ones we saw from black. Gizmonda. Yeah, those two were just meh. Same with Captain John, Khalifa, whatever. This Kaku, though, big fan. Big fan of the Kaku and this parallel art. And just this leader in general. I think this leader, with the cards we saw and the CP stuff we already know about, you have a lot of options for very powerful options for a deck moving forward for CP. Right, guys, that's about it for the black cards. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. If I missed something or misquoted or like misunderstood something, y'all help me out. I'm just human, guys. I'm just a human. And we got yellow coming up next, guys. That's gonna be very exciting. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. If I were to put these in order for the colors I saw that had the most power, I've still got green at the very top. I've got blue in second. I put black at third now. Purple is very close to where black was. And I got red at the bottom still. And that's just my personal opinion. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. But that's where I'm sitting currently. All right, guys. That's it. Until next time, please do not forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys. Peace.